Hey crafters, it's Artsy Craftsy Phoebe, and today I'm going to show you how to make this fun twist and pop flower basket card. Isn't that fun? It looks complicated, but it's actually easy to make. So let's get started. You will need a piece of vellum that's 10 by 3 inches, a piece of white cardstock for the basket panel that's 10 by 2 inches. I've ran this through my Big Shot using this basket weave embossing folder. And then another piece of whisper white cardstock that's 7 by 2 3/4 for the mechanism. I'm going to start by sponging my basket panel using my early espresso and Memento black ink. And I'm just quickly transferring color onto my piece. Next, adhere this piece on top of the vellum, lining up the bottom edges. And I'm just using some tear and tape for this. Moving on to the mechanism panel, mark the top and bottom of the cardstock at 2 1/8 and 4 7/8. Then just connect your dots to make diagonal lines. Score these lines using your paper trimmer. Just make sure you're using the scoring blade and not the cutting blade. I forgot to mark the center of my piece, so I'm just marking it at 1 3/8. And then score this line as well. Next, I'm scoring my basket panel into 4 equal parts. So I'm scoring at 2 1/2, 5 inches, and 7 1/2 inches. And then just fold this piece accordion style. And make sure you burnish your folds well. Then fold the scored lines on your mechanism piece. And bring the sides towards the middle, just like so, forming kind of like an upside down house. To form the basket shape, mark 1 inch from the fold on both sides, and this is where we'll be cutting it. Next, mark 1 inch from the edge of the mechanism panel and draw a line. Do this on both the front and the back. Then line up the basket panel against the lines that you just created with the cut side of the basket on the right. You'll be putting tape at the top front of the mechanism and the bottom back. Adhere the bottom first, making sure that there's equal overhang at the top and bottom. And then just do the top part. And if you did it right, your mechanism should look like this. Now I'm using this stamp from Dragonfly Dreams, and I'm just creating my background for the front of the card. And I'm using Daffodil Delight and Powder Pink ink pads for this. I used another piece of my basket weave panel, and I'm just wrapping some gold ribbon around it for embellishment. And then adding my flower on top of it. Next, I'm just stamping my sentiment. And then finally adding my bee from the same Dragonfly Dream set. Moving on to the inside, grab your mechanism with the vellum piece on the right. Use a strong adhesive and adhere your mechanism with the tip against the mark at the center of your card base. And then just put more adhesive at the top of your mechanism and simply close your card. And your card should pop up like this. And now it's just a matter of adding the flowers. Just make sure that when you close the card, nothing is hanging over on the side. I pre-made my flowers using the 4-petal punch and the Garden Impressions DSP. The colors and patterns on this DSP is just perfect for this. The leaves on the flowers are also made using the same punch and different shades of green cardstock, and then just cut in half. As a tip, make sure you open and close your card often to make sure that nothing is catching. And I'm also adding some of these cute little bees onto my flower basket. And my card is done. I decided to keep the inside of my card simple this time, but you can definitely decorate it however you want. Here's the original card I made for my onstage display board. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed my tutorial. See you next time. Bye!